Hey guys, it's Natural Hair Dynamics and I'm Candy. I'm here to do the do with another hair do. Yeah, today I'm doing Afro Kinky twist using the Janet Collection Afro Kinky bulk here in the length 24 inches. And this is how the hair looks straight out of the pack. It's very natural looking and they have it secured, in some tiny rubber bands. And this is what the client's hair looks like. Yes, natural, full. And I'm using some Let's Jam conditioning jam, just to keep her roots smooth while I braid her hair. Yes. And for the style, I just need a hair tie, some separation clips, a rat tail comb, and we're good to go. So of course the hair is secured at the top and I have to go ahead and use a scissors just to cut that straight part off. Yeah. And so now, as you can see, the hair is already separated for you, but I further separate them into about 3 pieces per twist. Yeah. All right, so I'm starting off by just making a part, and for this style I do not use boxes. Some people opt to use boxes. I just actually pick off a part of her hair in order to twist it, and I find that gives it a more natural, fuller look. And this video I will be focusing on how to get your braids to look full, so that's what I'm highlighting on today. Alright, so in order to do the braiding, I am just actually using my hands to put some of the product on her roots first, a little bit. And then I use my index finger and the thumb to insert within that section of hair, just to separate the hair into 3 pieces. And that part that I pinched off with the thumb and the index finger becomes the 3rd piece, and I just start braiding with the other 2 pieces of the braiding here. And I'm just braiding for like a 1/2 inch down before I actually start the twist, and that just secures the braid in place. As opposed to twisting it in, then it would be more likely to slide or to slip or to loosen. So I opt for braiding it a little bit first and then go ahead and start my twisting. And I'm twisting from right to left, from left to right. Yeah, from left to right. Left to right, left to right, yes, left to right. And I sometimes add a little bit more of the Let's Jam just to smooth out the hair if it seems to be a little bit too dry, or just to smooth out the ends and let it, fall more naturally. Yeah, there it is. And of course, you have to go ahead and trim off the straggly ends. Right. And boom, number 1. 1 down, many more to go. Alright, so I took the liberty of just going ahead and installing just a couple more rows before I come to actually show you guys the importance of the parting if you want your hair to be full. So the technique is to part immediately above the two twists that are below. So as you can see, I am parting. However, I'm ensuring that that section that is parted above falls immediately between the two twists that are below, and that ensures that the hair looks nice and full. So for every part that there is, a twist above will fall directly on top of that part, and thus filling up any gaps that would potentially occur. And I always like to part off all the pieces in one row all the way across, instead of parting them one at a time and then twisting and then parting again. I just actually part off an entire row and then install the twists in that entire row at the same time. Okay, as you can see, it's actually going to fall immediately in between those two twists that are below, as I mentioned earlier. And that, you guys, is the trick to having very full looking braids or twists. Alright, so I have my Shea Moisture product here. You can use whatever cream based product. I'm just adding it to the hair because I felt like the hair felt a little bit drier than normal. So I just smoothed it down with a little bit of the Jamaican black castor oil moisturizing product, and I'm going ahead and just installing it. Braiding it for about a 1/2 inch first, and then I start with my twisting from left to right. And this, you guys, is not a rope twist. Let me tell you, you guys would not use a rope twist technique for this style. It is pretty much a loose twist because the hair has somewhat of a spring-like texture. When you tug on it, it actually somewhat bounces back, and that is necessary for you to do it as a soft twist, as opposed to one of those tighter rope twists. And as you can see, it falls nicely right in between those other two twists below. And I'm gonna continue the process. Adding the Let's Jam, using the pinching technique, and just start braiding. And you guys, as I always mentioned before, it's not really about showing you how to install it pretty much, or how to attach braiding here at the root. This is not what this video is about. It's just to show you my trick in order to get the hair looking full. That's the focus and the highlight of today's video. And voila! So now you're going to part off another row, ensuring that each section that you part off, you know, it falls directly above the two ones that were beneath. Each part that you section off is actually going to fall immediately in between the pre-existing parts below. Alright, so you guys can see how nice and full the back already is. I'm done with the back portion of the hair and I'm about to start twisting, the sides. And I like to do a precision part on whatever side the client chooses, and in this case she wants her hair to fall, most of her hair to fall to the right, so I'm making the part on the left side of her head before I go ahead and start making those parts for the twisting. And it's the same principle as in the back. Actually, each part is made in such a strategic way as to ensure that the twist falls immediately in between the previous parts below. Yeah, and that's just pretty much what I do for the entire style. And especially in the front, you guys, it's very important. Even if you are not, too neat with the back, it's very important that the partings in front are uniformed, and they are not too big, because then it will look crazy and it will not look as neat as it should. So make sure you take extreme care when doing the actual front portion of the hair. As you can see, it fell perfectly in between. And the same is gonna happen for that portion. Alright, so I pretty much finished up with the right side, and then I moved over to the final, section of hair over on the left. And I'm just twisting that down. And I have my final one here. And after it's installed, then I pretty much do not expect to see any major parts showing. Her scalp will not be too visible. Of course, you cannot avoid seeing the parts, totally. But as much as possible, you're trying to minimize the amount of scalp that is visible after you're done installing. And of course, as the days progress and the hair naturally starts to grow in, it will look even more natural. So don't worry too much about it. But yeah, this is just my take on trying to give you nice, full looking braids. And the final snip, and voila, we're done. And of course, I'm always moussing down the hair, whatever braid I install. I like to finish off with mousse because I find that helps just to smooth down any flyaways and to give the hair a nice polished look. So that's what I'm doing. And yes, you guys, this is the finished product. Yes, our Afro Kinky twist. You know, I attempted to make it as full as possible so that you do not see excessive partings. And yeah, that's how it turned out. And even if you go ahead and lift up the hair and look towards, you know, the middle, it still looks nice and fairly full. So yeah. Remember to like, rate, share, tell a friend about natural hair dynamics, and stay tuned for my next video. Deuces.